Hi, everybody, and welcome back. As always, glad to have you with us, and here we go again, as was expected. Yet another round of Arctic air hanging over our heads through mid-late week Thursday. There is some good news weather-wise, with some more seasonal and normal temperatures for this time of the year. However, we've got to get through another round, and for a lot of natural gas customers in Salyersville, McGoffin County, well, that has everyone very nervous and on edge at this hour, just waiting to see if that pilot light is going to go out during the overnight hours, as it has been doing for the past few weeks. Well, that's one of our main topics of discussion tonight. We'll talk with local government leaders in regards to their patience wearing thin, and a statement from the gas company as well, in brief at least. I've got that. We've got a doubleheader tonight. The McGoffin County Hornets and Lady Hornets both trying to get in some basketball and makes some things up on the schedule. I'll give you a rundown as to what's happening this week and who did get a game or two in towards the latter part of last week. A wind chill advisory in effect. Trial was set to begin today for the murder of a McGoffin County man, another McGoffin County man charged in that crime, and a whole lot of other information. New week, new calendar, and more. Thanks again for being a part of the program. It's the 27th day of January. As for your weather, well, the good news is the winter weather advisory expired at 11 o'clock this morning. No snow in the near term. Forecast is looking clear in that regard. However, our wind chill advisory is firmly in place and will remain so throughout early tomorrow. We'll talk about that, but another bitter cold night tonight. Temperatures right around -10 when you factor in the wind chill, maybe even a bit more than that for some of us. It's a forecast that does have some good news towards the end of it, but we've got to get there slowly but ever so surely. It's all local headlines with the exception of one report that follows along the same lines of a report earlier or later in the latter part of 2013. But this still one of the first of its kind. A Winchester man has learned his fate after evidence at trial concluded that 53-year-old Harold Wayne Saggers of Winchester in August of 2012 distributed a significant or even large amount of heroin to specific individual in Clark County who then overdosed and died on the illegal drug. Now the 53-year-old was sentenced officially today to 20 years in federal prison, a federal crime for which he will have to serve at least 85% of his sentence. Saggers was sentenced for distribution of heroin resulting in death, conspiracy to distribute heroin, possession with the intent to distribute heroin, and distribution of the drug itself. There was also evidence during the trial that concluded that he had conspired with at least 3 other individuals to distribute heroin in Clark County from August of 12 through about the same time of the following year. Well, when I left you Friday, McGoffin County government, the fiscal court, and the judge's office had filed a complaint with the Public Service Commission in regards to the Kentucky Frontier Gas Company after supplies were simply inadequate and unable to keep up with the demand that McGoffin County customers needed to get through the extreme cold spell. I also spoke to you before we left you for the weekend with Salyersville Mayor Pete Shepard, who confirmed that the county and city governments were ready to declare a state of emergency at that hour if Frontier Gas could not get an alternate source to hook into their system to alleviate the problems that McGoffin County customers were experiencing. Widespread outages throughout the McGoffin County area had led to that point. And as I left you Friday evening, the gas company itself said the pressures were up and they hoped to have everyone back on a normal keel or basis within the next few hours. Well, it wasn't quite as smooth as that. Several individuals and businesses experienced some gas problems throughout about half the weekend. I can attest that Dairy Queen and Lee's both having issues, some residents as well. As of earlier this afternoon, and of course with the big push of beautiful warm air that we had yesterday, well, everything was back to normal and gas pressures looked to be in a good position. However, Salyersville Mayor Pete Shepard says that the city of Salyersville and the county, as per speaking with the Emergency Management Director Mike Wilson and Judge Charles Harden, are in the position of closely watching and waiting. They have confirmed to us that they've both run out of patience, but admit that there's nothing else they can do at this time than just sit and wait and see.
Really, I don't know what to expect. I hope to expect that we're going to have gas for everybody, and they'll have pressure. I think it's been a volume problem. They don't have enough gas. I don't know if they put new wells on or not. But over the weekend, most people did get their gas back. Some gas pressure, maybe not as high as they would like to have had, but they did have gas. There were still some areas that went off and on occasionally. What we do need to know is that if your gas does go off or you're having problems with gas, to call somebody. Call City Hall, call the county judge's office, or call the fire department. Call and leave your name, number, where you're at, and tell us you don't have no gas. A lot of rumors fly. You hear somebody's off here, somebody's off there. We need to know the facts, and then we can deal with them. And that's the main thing. If we can get to it quick, know the facts, where it's out, and then get a hold of somebody to try to remedy the problem.
This will be our third go around this situation, so to speak. Does it make you a little nervous that the company is saying to try to voluntarily conserve?
I don't think third time's charmed with this bunch. I'll just tell you, they're trying my patience. I know that they've tried the county judge's patience. They're trying the people's patience, and it's I don't know how to. You try to deal with people, and then they tell you something and turn around, and it's opposite. So we're at that point, and everybody's frustrated, everybody's mad. But we're going to try to deal with it as best we can and get the problem fixed, or not let it be such a severe problem that people don't have heat. Okay, they have some kind of heat or have a little bit of heat. But the next 2 days is critical because that's going to be the coldest part of the year. It looks like it's the next 2 days.
And as you may have heard me refer to in that interview with Shepard, I did place a call to the Kentucky Frontier Gas Company just before sitting down to put the show together. Owner, managers were not in the building at the time. The young lady answering the phone had actually requested of me on their behalf to issue a public service announcement. So we don't have an exact understanding as of the supply issue, what's been done to fix it, how it's been fixed, if it has indeed been fixed. But the gas company is asking, and this is maybe going to come as a bit of worry to some ears, they're asking that customers conserve and maybe turn down their thermostats to try to conserve gas and keep pressures up over the course of the next couple of days. So as to whether or not we're going to experience the same scenario as we did the last couple of times, well, indeed, and sadly only time will tell. As with the mayor asking that all residents report any outages to the mayor's office, the judge's office, I too, as I did last week on Facebook, would like you to Facebook me at Ritter Mortimer and let me know if your gas goes out, where you're located, and around what time, so we too can keep an accurate accord. And I've also learned that there is a shelter that is now open as of this hour for anyone who needs a warm place to lay their head, or at least just get out of the cold weather. I'll have the details on that and some other things from the mayor's office in just a few moments. Everybody at Salyersville Nursing and Rehabilitation Center wants you to join them in honoring two lovely ladies as they mark major milestones this week. Mary McCarty celebrating her 100th birthday, and Elizabeth Lemaster celebrating her 103rd. From all their extended family and friends at Salyersville Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, happy birthday, ladies. Happy birthday, Mary and Elizabeth. Because I'm happy. If you feel like a room without a roof. From time and money-saving services like their overdraft protection, telephone and online banking services, to finding the right home, college, or car loan, to personalized checking and savings accounts designed around your exact needs, Salyersville National Bank is still your best choice and the same locally owned and operated bank that's been looking out for your family's financial health since 1902. Salyersville National, restoring the piggy bank population one savings at a time.
Hi, I'm Don McFarland. I want to be your family lawyer. If you've been injured on the job, if you're interested in getting your Social Security disability or SSI benefits, or if you've been injured because of someone else's negligence, or basically, if a car wreck has caused you to suffer pain, then pick up the phone and call Donald Wayne, 349-9000.
Faster, friendlier, family-owned Parkway Pharmacy, open 8:30 till 6:30 Monday through Friday in the new McGoffin Medical Plaza under the care of local pharmacist Jesse Rudd. To make Parkway Pharmacy your pharmacy, come by or give us a call at 349-4400. Love is in the air at the seasonal shop with something sweet for all your hearts. With cute $5 or $10 custom Valentines perfect for the kids at school, and other adorable cuddly candy bouquets just perfect for everyone. And they've got the finest in Whitman's chocolates and more ways to say I love you than you can imagine throughout the store. Fashionable and fan favorite handbags and jewelry for her. Absolutely anything and everything UK for him, and even Big Blue for the cutest of Valentines. And just in, sassafras burlap designs in monogrammed doormats and garden flags to say welcome.
All this and so much more only at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Salyersville.
January is Employee Month at Hutch Chevrolet, as you will buy like a Hutch employee. You pay what we pay.
Hello, this is Earl Justice. Hutch Chevrolet is introducing a new way to buy a new car. It's the Hutch Easy Pay plan. It will cut your payments up to 40% every month, just like the new 2014 Chevy Equinox. Don't pay over $500 per month. Now with the new Hutch Easy Pay, only $325.08 a month. Get to Hutch Chevrolet GMC, Paintsville, Kentucky. Isn't it time for you to buy Hutch?
Game time means wing time at Lee's, and that means it's time for you to try our new buffalo wings. I can't tell you our secret, but I can tell you they're marinated and then rolled in our famous, albeit a little spicy, crispy chicken batter and served up with any of our 7 delectable sauces. So get your hands on a meal or a box today at your Salyersville Lee's famous recipe, where no one does chicken like we do chicken.
2 other things weather-related from local government. The salt status, as I referred to on Friday's program, the city of Salyersville running thin. Well, that's not necessarily the case any longer. The mayor updates us on that, as well as efforts by the city and county government to see that a heat shelter, has been put in operation at the Salyersville Fire Department.
Anybody, if your electric goes off, you don't have gas, you need heat, you don't have heat, you can come to the Salyersville Fire Department. We're setting up an emergency shelter there. We have enough room. We have cots. We are prepared for any kind of emergency. Really, our fire department is. So, if you're in danger, don't try to sit it out. If your gas goes off and you go higher and it's 2 below zero, you need to get some rich warm, especially if you got kids. Come to the Salyersville Fire Department. I've been in contact with the county judge and Mike Wilson. He's the emergency management director for the county. They're in cooperation with us to keep this shelter up and running, and it'll be running as long as we need it. Okay, hopefully not for too long, and hopefully don't have too many people show up, but if we do, we are prepared, and they can come to the Salyersville Fire Department. It's okay just above the post office on Route 40, and if you do need to call first, the number is 349-3256, and give us a call and or show up or whatever, and we'll take care of you. We'll make sure your needs are met.
Lastly, any update on the salt situation?
Right after I talked to you on Friday, they called and said plenty of salt. So we was out Saturday, and I think we got all the roads cleared that morning when it snowed. By 12 o'clock, we had all the city roads cleared. And proud of the boys again. They done a good job. They got out early. We got on top of it, and all the roads were cleared. Didn't have no complaints or no calls wanting it cleared. We got to them quick and early. And if we have the salt, we can get to them quick, and we'll get them cleared up. But that's the salt situation. We're in good shape there.
We've still got more headlines to come. Right now, announcements via tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau-sponsored community calendar. And we always do birthdays first on the calendar, and just in case you missed the one that I'll be running every weekday this week in our rotation of ads and commercials, well, let me show it to you on tonight's birthday announcements one more time. Everybody at Salyersville Nursing and Rehabilitation Center wants you to join them in honoring 2 lovely ladies as they mark major milestones this week. Mary McCarty celebrating her 100th birthday, and Elizabeth Lemaster celebrating her 103rd. From all their extended family and friends at Salyersville Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, happy birthday, ladies. Happy birthday, Mary and Elizabeth.
Because I'm happy. If you feel like a room without a roof.
Now to the rest of our calendar announcements. A reminder, the annual Sweetheart Banquet, hosted by the Burning Fork Community Church, Saturday, February the 8th. Folks, that is soon. February is very soon. And it's 3 to 8:30. To make reservations, call 349-6400. I need to get the number up on the screen. I forgot that again. But a big, wonderful either steak or chicken meal with all the fixings, all the desserts you could ever imagine. And, of course, the company of your sweetheart. Call 349-6400 to make reservations. An indoor photography workshop has been set for Monday, February the 10th. If you'd like to call ahead, well, you can do so. Call the McGoffin County Extension Office, 349-3216. Now, it is going to be held indoors, but what that refers to is instructions and advice on how to photograph indoors, especially large events, graduations, things of that nature. So if you'd like to be a part of that, well, just simply come by or give them a call. Only a little while longer to donate any eyeglasses that you may have lying around if you haven't already done so, and it's been right there on the
front or back burner, regardless in your mind, you still have time to drop them off at the McGoffin County Senior Citizen Center. From there, our friend Leola Cole will collect them. They'll be sent overseas to some folks who simply have no means of getting eyeglasses as badly as they need them and can put them to very good use. And you've got just a couple more days to get your strawberry plant orders and grafting rootstock orders in at your local McGoffin County Extension office. You can call them at 349-3216 or stop by in person to get your order in. This one just in. Well, as soon as I discover it, weather permitting, they will be picking and grinning at Kearney Free Will Baptist this Saturday the 1st at 6 p.m., and I think weather is going to permit, so make your plans to join Pastor Butch Whitaker and everyone at Kearney Free Will. With that said, here are how you get announcements just like those in the program, and here are this evening's obituaries. As always, brought to you on behalf of friends and family at the McGoffin County Funeral Home and McGoffinCountyFuneralHome.com. First, former Salyersville City Councilman and resident Charles A. Basham, 73 of East Maple Street, passed away on Saturday over the weekend. He was married to Vicki Salyers Basham, who survives. He's also survived by his daughter, Beverly Jean Street. Visitation for Charles is this evening, and any time prior to services, they'll begin in his honor tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock with both visitation and services from the McGoffin County Funeral Home Chapel. Burial will be held thereafter at the Bluegrass Cemetery here in Salyersville. And we've been told of the passing of 90-year-old Marie Cottle Howington of Parkway Drive, who passed away on today's date. She's survived by her husband Earl Howington, as well as sons Larry, Randall, and Doyle. Visitation is going to be after 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. It will continue all day Wednesday and until services. They start in her honor Thursday at noon, all of which from the McGoffin County Funeral Home.
At the end of every race, Mark Martin hangs up his driving gloves. He hangs up his fire suit. And he hangs up his helmet. Which is why he picks up his phone and opens the ER Extra app. The app shows ER Extra wait times, locations, and more. It's the one safeguard Mark Martin is never without. ER Extra at Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Howdy, Hatfield. I reckon I'll take my pig back.
Ain't your pig.
Yeah, it is.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, it is, and I can prove it. Ma, I just sent a picture of our missing pig. Tell everybody it's time to start feuding.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
I guess ain't gonna be no feud. Real nice picture, though.
We'll put it on Instagram.
Appalachian Wireless's 4G. Great pictures, video, text, and talk. Bigger savings, better service. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
The 2014 Terrexes are in with a newly redesigned 800cc power plant and a new 2-seat configuration. And the XP1000 is on the ground. 107 horsepower and a world-class suspension. Plus Polaris financing as low as 2.99%, 5.99 for up to 72 months. But it's only good till the end of the year at Connolly's, Kawasaki, and Polaris of Paintsville.
This is John at Premier Motor Sales in Paintsville. I know everyone out there is not want to spend $400 or $500 a month on a payment on a used car. If you come to Paintsville, that probably ain't going to happen. Because at Premier Motor Sales, we sell quality used cars at a fair price. Here's an example, a 2005 Toyota RAV4. We had it listed for $98.50, just marked it down to $88.50. It's going to be a great payment vehicle. So if you're looking for a good buy on a used car or truck or SUV, come see us. Call us at 297-4121.
Start off the new year with some brand new duds. Regardless of how hard you have to work or how hard you want to play, if you're stepping out or if it's what you're stepping in, Red's Boot Barn has got you covered with work, play, and western boots by Muck, Ariat, Red Wing, Blackjack, and more, and winter and western wear by Wrangler, Ariat, Miss Me, Outback, and Carhartt, just to name a few. Happy 2014 from everyone at Red's Boot Barn in Salyersville. It's definitely the pie that sets it apart from everything you've ever known, tasted, or loved about a Reese's Cup or a DQ Blizzard. Real Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, creamy vanilla soft serve, and a real crunchy graham pie crust that gives it the texture and taste you'll never forget. But hurry, because it's the Blizzard of the month at your Salyersville Dairy Queen.
The weather is still continuing to cause a great deal of cancellations and postponements. One such example is the trial of a McGoffin County man who stands accused of murdering another. I confirmed through the McGoffin County Circuit Clerk's office earlier today that the trial of Daniel Hackworth, accused of killing Donnie Allen at Allen's home on Route 40 last year, has been postponed due to weather conditions. We'll have a date of the trial, which is to be rescheduled as soon as it's announced. The case will be coming before Judge Childers, as have all proceedings to date. There was a bond reduction granted in the case last Friday. Bond reduced from, I believe it was either $200,000 or $300,000 down to either $25,000 cash or property for Hackworth. As of last report, as of around 5:45, he was still, however, lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. Once again, the trial of Daniel Hackworth postponed to be reset, we believe, sometime in February. Well, we'll talk about the school calendar a little later on and get you up to date on the date that classes are tentatively going to be getting out right now for local schools. Tonight, though, let's get you up to date on area basketball teams, some of which who did get a little play in late last week on Friday, and some of which are trying to cover some ground tonight and get things back on schedule. Yeah, the winter weather has wreaked as much havoc, if not more, on basketball schedules for everyone than it has anything else. Here's what's happening for the home team. If you're from McGoffin County, I had to leave early. Lacey had a dance competition. I'm proud to say, oh, by the way, the McGoffin County High School dance team, they came in second in second in hip-hop, first in pom, and they also received a grand champion award in pom. And you should be very proud. It really was a wonderful performance and nice competition. But my point was, leading into that, is it was Saturday, so I had to duck out late Friday night to get ahead of all that bad weather to make sure we got there. So I didn't get to go to the McGoffin County and Morgan County basketball game. Another home game I sadly had to miss. I'm not happy about it either, and I'm sure the Hornets not happy about dropping by 1 point here at home. But they did indeed to Morgan County, and that puts the boys at 9-8 right now. Now they're the first half of a doubleheader tonight that's already tipped off. They were to tip off against the Tigers at 6 p.m. The Lady Hornets, obviously the second half of that doubleheader. Now they're hosting Lawrence County at 7:30 tonight. This after a win over Shelby Valley on Monday night of last week. So they've had a week off to sit, contemplate, and hopefully rest and recuperate as well. The Lady Hornets still atop 15th Region Girls Basketball at 13 wins and 4 losses. The Paintsville Tigers, they were last in action Monday of last week against Lawrence County. That was a loss by 2, as we covered. They're at McGoffin County tonight, taking on the boys. The Lady Tigers did get a game in on the home court against Sheldon Clark last Friday night, a win by 7 points. Puts the Lady Tigers at 11-6. They're also hosting East Ridge tonight at 7:30. The Golden Eagles of Johnson Central took on Sheldon Clark on the road this past Friday night. 69-41 was the win. The Golden Eagles at 11-5 for wins and losses, 6-1 in the region, 4-1 in district play. They're also off till Friday. They'll be at Belfry. The Lady Golden Eagles will win Friday over Lawrence County, 64-41. They're at 12-8. They're at Belfry tonight at 7:30. And for the Cougars and Coach Matthew Perry, Friday night's win over McGoffin County put them at 11-6. It also puts them at Elliott County tonight. Tip-off set for 7:30. And the Lady Cougars at 9-7. This after a win over West Carter on Friday night on the road. That was in the 16th Region All-A Classic. And it's my understanding, some things just I read literally for the first time as I'm reading them to you. It's not always a good system, but sometimes there's just no time. And there's no brackets when you go to the Kentucky High School Athletic Association's website. It's just all kind of in lines. Looks like they won the 16th Region All-A Classic. I will verify that and have a report for you tomorrow with an update. But 38-34 looks to be in the final round over East Carter. Puts them at 9-7. Also puts them hosting West Carter. I'm sorry, that's supposed to be West Carter. They played in the last round, and puts them hosting East Carter tonight. A lot of Carters, Easts and Wests. And that's enough for sports before I confuse y'all any further. Now, checking current conditions, we are at 18 degrees and falling out there. We topped out at 48 degrees here today at
the newsroom, and there's where we're falling to. By the way, that 18-degree temperature right now feels like 13 when you factor in a wind from the west at 3 miles per hour. And expect temperatures to keep on continuing to plummet. We're down to 1 or less tonight. Wind chills -9 or worse. Mostly cloudy, but no snow. That's right, no snow tonight. We, of course, are under a wind chill advisory until tomorrow at 11 a.m. Keep that in mind. It's just going to be unbearable. But we have been bearing it for so long that I guess it's not. Nevertheless, tomorrow we'll warm up to I was so hoping I was going to have a better update for you. Right now, we're still looking at 14 degrees for our partly sunny and cold Tuesday. We're still talking about wind chills tomorrow as low as -9 in the morning and improving a little bit throughout the day. Can you tell I'm really wearing thin with this forecast? Tomorrow night, we're back down into the single digits and close to zero again. And winds from the north, northwest around 5 miles per hour. They will become calm. Wind chills won't be such a factor to the degree they are tonight and in the morning tomorrow night. A little bit of solace there. Here's where we finally start to see things, and this is, I know, not the good part, but we're starting to see at least an upward trend. Wednesday, sunny, still cold, still sub-freezing, 20 degrees. We're still looking at wind chill values as low as -6 throughout early morning hours, of course, and a low of 9 degrees Wednesday night. Things will start to improve by Thursday. We look to be above the freezing mark at 36 degrees, mostly sunny, 26 for the low. The teens and single digits are gone in the forecast from this point further. Snow, at least a small chance thereof, does make a return Thursday night with about a 20% shot after 11 p.m. Rounding out the work week for most everyone, 42 degrees on your Friday. We got a 30% chance to 40% chance of precipitation. And when I use precipitation, it's because it could go either way, snow and or rain on Friday. And ditto for your Saturday's forecast, but more so rain. 48, cloudy, another chance of some rain, and maybe a little snow mix. A low of 33, but 48 degrees for the weekend. Even though we saw more than that yesterday, and it was gorgeous and went a long way to melt some snow, this is part of a continued run of some 40 and even 30-degree days. Sunday, 43 degrees. We start to fall temperature-wise yet again. I'm not going to tell you how far we're going to fall before it's all over, but models are showing this pattern to continue throughout much of February, just so you know. But 43, 29 for your Sunday, mostly cloudy, and another 50% chance of some rain and or snow. So says your Licking Valley RECC-powered forecast, which finally has at least a little bit of light, if only that of a dim candle at several thousand yards at the end of the tunnel. Thank you all for being a part of the program. Remember, a double header tonight. I'm off for Hornet basketball. We'll have some boys and girls highlights tomorrow. Hopefully a good update on the gas situation. A reminder, if your gas does go out, when you have time, let us know. Let me know via Facebook at Ritter Mortimer on Facebook where you're located and roughly what time your service goes out, so we too can track. And of course, you're also asked to, more importantly, forward your outage to city and county officials so they too can keep track of the situation that they hope to get remedied on a permanent basis sometime soon. With that said, thank you for being a part of the program, and good night.